And we are live. Hello, everyone. This is My Two Cents. Welcome back. I know I've been absent from my channel for quite some time. I apologize because I was on a trip for my real job. I brought my computer and microphone with me on that trip thinking, I'll have enough free time to keep making videos and doing streams and stuff. And unfortunately, it just did not work out that way. But anyways, I'm back now. And my apologies for moving the screen here. This is something I'm going to have to figure out because I've never done it this way before, but we're going to do some gaming on this channel, Vice, my regular gaming channel, and just talk about whatever y'all want to talk about during that time, as well as play some Pokemon Radical Red. And the stream, when it is over, will be reposted to my gaming channel, but rather than just be me gaming like it usually is on my gaming channel, I'm going to allow patrons to come in on the stream, and we can discuss whatever anyone would like to. So if there are any technical difficulties, I apologize. This is the first time I'm trying this, but let's give it a try. Now, this is Pokemon Radical Red, and if you've never heard of that, basically it is Pokemon Fire Red, but it's a ROM played through the Visual Boy Advance, Game Boy Advance emulator, and it's a ROM that's been hacked, and they've added the original Pokemon Fire Red version was a remake of Pokemon Red, and it just had all the Kanto Pokemon. This is a ROM that is that game, but they've hacked it and added all the Pokemon through Generation 8, as well as a bunch of additional stuff to the game to make it super hard. So let's give this a try. Right now, I'm joined by Mikhail Stray Cat, if he wants to say hello. New paths will open to you by helping people and stuff. Yeah, this is the usual opening message. Mikhail, you still there? There is Professor Oak. And it seems I somehow kicked Mikhail from the stream. And my apologies, I didn't mean to do that. Mikhail, you there?
Yeah, I'm here. No,
okay.
That wasn't you. That was me. I was trying to reboot the screen because I still can't see or hear anything from the gaming. So like,
okay, yeah, I went ahead and I turned off the volume. Unfortunately, I couldn't find a way to get the volume through StreamYard, and I couldn't hear Mikhail very well with the volume. So just imagine all that awesome Pokemon music that I'm sure you all know. If I keep moving the screen, I'm sorry. I'm trying to both deal with being able to read the comments on StreamYard and actually deal with the screen. So
it's all good.
All right, so first
there's a picture here because right now it's just our two little itty bitty avatars.
Do you not see the screen?
No, I don't. That's what I was trying to reboot.
Interesting. According to this, I am sharing the screen. If anybody's watching, can get in the chat. Let me know whether or not you actually see the game. All right, so I am a boy. What is my name? 2 cents. We'll fill this out here. Name is 2 cents. Hang on, I gotta add. All right, Mikhail's back. Okay, no problem. Do you see the screen now?
No. I tried refreshing. I tried re-entering. I got no clue.
I mean, you see both of our avatars, but you don't see the screen?
Correct.
Let me check to make sure quick that I'm... Yeah, it is part of the stream, and Ghost7856 says he can see the game, so I guess it must be on your end.
Yeah, it's probably on my end.
All right.
I've tried what I can, but oh well, it happens.
Right. So your name is 2 cents. I can describe what's going on if you want to know what's going on in the game. But like I said, we can talk about whatever. Just let's get through this first part. All right, so this is my grandson. He's been your rival since you were babies. What is his name? Okay, the last time I streamed a Pokemon game, I named my rival Kami. Any suggestions for what we should go for this time?
Kami is good. If anything, I'd say Ancom or Ankami.
Yep, I got an idea.
Something along those lines. That'd be cool.
How's this? AOC.
Yes.
All right, my rival's name is AOC.
Yep.
Hey,
Yep.
JC Armitage, I see in the chat. Yeah, this is impromptu. This, but I knew I'd been absent from my channel for too long. We had to get something going, so we're gonna stream.
What's up,
2 cents.
JC?
Your very own Pokemon legend is about to unfold. A world of dreams and adventures with Pokemon awaits. Let's go. All right. I will remind everyone who's may just be joining us. This may look like Pokemon Fire Red, but this is Pokemon Radical Red. Do you want to set the randomizer option? This randomizes encounters, trainers, and gifts, but not boss battles. This cannot be turned back on or off. Many legendaries cannot be encountered. Do you want to set the randomizer? Okay, now as I said, this game was designed to be way more difficult than regular Pokemon games, and I'm guessing this is another thing. I'm going to say no for now, just because it says you can't get all the legendaries that way. We'll try this without this first.
Well, yeah, if it restricts you from getting access to the legendaries, then what's the point?
JC Armitage asks, "What is Radical Red?" I already explained this earlier, but for those just joining us, Radical Red is Pokemon Fire Red, but it's been hacked. They've added all the Pokemon through Generation 8 and made the game insanely more difficult. There's AOC. Gramps isn't around. All right, so presumably, just like regular Pokemon Fire Red, we got to go into the grass and find Professor Oak here. Hey, wait! Don't go out. It's unsafe. Wild Pokemon live in the tall grass. You need a Pokemon for your own protection. All right. Mikhail, if you go ahead and mute your mic when you're not speaking, I think we're getting some...
Oh, yeah. Sorry.
Okay, yeah. Unmute whenever you want to have something to say, but I think otherwise it's giving feedback. AOC, let me think. That's right, I told you to come. Here, 2 cents. There are 3 Pokemon here. The Pokemon are held inside these Pokeballs. Yeah, we've heard this a million times, at least people like me who've played Pokemon since 1998. Be patient, AOC. You can have one too. All right, what Pokemon should we pick? There's Grass Pokemon Bulbasaur.
I vote water. Just me.
You vote water? Okay, well, for me, I'm going to go for Charmander just because Charmander is always my favorite. And there is apparently Mega Evolution in this ROM hack, and I like Mega Charizard X. So we're going to grab Charmander. Zigbar2 says, bra moment. Do you want to give a nickname to Charmander? No, thanks. I prefer to just use their regular Pokemon names. So anyways, I will say this stream isn't just about playing Pokemon. We can chat about whatever. And before we were getting started, Mikhail said he did have something he wanted to discuss. So now it's probably the time for that while we battle our first rival battle with our rival, whom we have named AOC. Rival AOC wants to battle. Sends out Squirtle. And of course, Oak gives us the instructions.
That is so appropriate.
Sent 1000 joins us.
Okay.
Zigbar told me to name my Charmander Rothbard. That would have been cool, but I think we're sticking with regular names.
I can totally go with that. Yeah, you name Charmander whatever you want. But yeah, that's cool. No. Okay. It's actually really, really appropriate that you're about to face off fire versus water. You flip that coin any way you want it, but oh my god.
Indeed.
One thing that I'm and I know this comes as absolutely no surprise to anybody else, but I'm just gonna say it. Okay, there is so much going on in the political spectrum right now. There are so many people on the right that are saying, enact EO 13 whatever and declare martial law and all this other crap. And there, at the same time, there's so many people on the left that are saying this was the most fair and secure election and blah blah blah. Like, okay, actual documented evidence of dead people voting. Okay, yeah, sure, yeah, we'll go with that. What is going on here?
All right. Well,
what's going on?
I'm going to be honest. Initially, after the election, I tried to follow all the news stories because, I was just interested in how it would all play out. Oh, Bidoof. Well, quickly, a Bidoof. As everyone can see, Bidoof was not part of the original Pokemon Fire Red, so this is clearly a Pokemon that has been added for this ROM hack version. But I honestly got sick of trying to keep up with the news. It kept changing day to day, and it just was it was too much, and I had too little time to do a meaningful assessment. So what I can say is where I'm at for the outcome of the U.S. election, there absolutely was fraud. I think I've seen more than enough reports and evidence that there, besides just the irregularities, but there absolutely was fraud. Like Mikhail mentioned, documented proof that dead people voted, the irregularities with the Dominion voting system, the fact that so many Dominion employees have now dropped off the map and basically disappeared. They've scrubbed their LinkedIn profiles. Their offices have closed. All that, I think there was fraud. Was it enough to actually skew the results of the election? I'm inclined to say yes, but I can't prove that, so I'm not going to say anything further. Basically, but it does go to show that like the results of elections never really mattered. The people who really run the system are going to get their way. Whether it means rigging elections, whether it means controlling both people who, a Panpour. That's a interesting. It's a water Pokemon this early in the game. That's awesome. What happens? But my prediction, what's going to happen? Donald Trump will leave. The electors have voted, so Joe Biden is going to be president. Was he legitimately elected? I don't think so, but it's not going to change anything. He's going to, I think all these talks about martial law and, Donald Trump's going to refuse to leave. I seriously doubt that. Biden is going to be sworn in January 20th. He will bring back Obama era Middle East policies. And instead of a low taxation, high inflation policy, he'll try to go back to higher taxes, but just as high inflation, because let's face it, everything we've talked about on this channel, the Fed's not going to be able to stop. It's the same monetary policies that Trump's already instituted ever since this whole COVID-19, well, even before it, but really exacerbated by the fake COVID-19 crisis. And it's just going to continue driving us towards the inevitable collapse of the US dollar. So all things considered, nothing's really going to change. Biden's not even. I seriously doubt Biden's going to be president for long. He'll be declared incompetent via the 25th Amendment, and Kamala Harris will become the first female president. And yeah, that's pretty much my take on it.
Well, yeah, and there's another thing. I'm glad you brought that up. Yeah, I am wholeheartedly of the opinion that Joe Biden. Let's just face reality, people. I don't care, left, right, center. I don't care. All you have to do is look and actually look. The dude's out to lunch. Okay, he literally confused his wife with his sister on stage.
And change in this ROM hack, you can change your Pokemon's nature for 7,500 Poké-dollars. Interesting.
That's a lot.
That is a feature that was never in the original game.
Well, I haven't played Pokemon in several years, so I'm not sure. But still, that's a lot. But anyway, yeah, Joe Biden is out to lunch. Okay, let's all just be clear about this. He's out to lunch.
Oh, absolutely.
The dude has dementia. He has Alzheimer's. He is in the process of rapid mental decline. Okay, so he gets sworn in on the 20th. Okay, that's fine. It is what it is. Okay, cool. How long is it going to be until effectively the same party, so to speak, the DNC and all these others, they turn around and stab him in the back and 25th Amendment him because he has mental decline? Okay, cool. I don't know, 6 months, a year, 2 years, maybe.
1 month. I mean, who knows? But
but
God knows the longer any amount of time he spends actually in the seat, he's going to be a puppet ruler.
Oh, absolutely. And there's the thing. Okay, so they're going to swap one puppet ruler for, in my opinion, Styx has actually talked about this ad nauseum, regarding Kamala Harris, when I predict she inevitably gets anointed uh, for another puppet ruler. Okay, so it's neither of them that I'm really concerned about. Who are the puppet masters? Who are the people pulling the strings? Because they're the ones I'm concerned about, but I don't know. What do you think?
Oh, I mean, the same ones that have been pulling the strings for a while, the central bankers, the George Soroses of the world, Rothschilds of the world.
Yeah, I mean, there's that, but,
We're moving toward
what is
they're
anyone trying to gain by doing this? Because, here's the real question. Whether or not anyone realizes this,
Can you give me any
I saw a
Pokeballs?
Twitter post about this like some time ago.
Wait, I do
Whether
have
or not
Pokeballs.
anyone is cognitively aware of this or not, I I'm gonna go out on a limb here and say at least 33 to 45% of the entire country is not going to see any of this as legitimate. What kind of blowback are they going to get from this? And does this help anyone? Like, seriously, does it?
Well, it helps the people. It helps the people who are seeking to make the government more overtly authoritarian to dispatch with dispatch with any legitimacy left in elections. I mean, you can control both options and get what you want either way. But when you control who wins the election, I mean, it's a little more direct. But still, it still leaves those. It hinges on people still believing they have some sense of control in the government, which I think more and more people are waking up. The one good thing this election did is it really demonstrated to people that your vote doesn't matter. I mean, they constantly tell you that anytime, and Shane Killian actually did a video about this that I thought was really good. He talked about how when people try to justify the social contract, they say the reason the social contract is
Oh,
valid
I
is
love
because of
that video by
because
Shane.
of voting. Because if you voted in an election, every time you vote in an election, you consent to everything the government does. Because when you vote, you're implicitly acknowledging that even if it doesn't go your way, you still are willing to accept the results. Well, I mean, obviously that argument fails, and we've talked about why it fails numerous times. But this
Oh yeah,
time it
the
goes
social
so, like,
contract is a
even when
load
there
of
are
bullshit.
serious allegations of voter fraud, there's no auditing of the vote, and just it doesn't really matter. The government's going to get what it wants either way. They're not going to honor the will of the people, even though that concept in and of itself is meaningless. But yeah, I hope more people wake up to the fact that no, your vote doesn't matter. You have no say over what the government does. They're going to get their way either way, and you either just sit by and let them siphon away more and more of your freedoms, or you stand up for your freedoms. And I hope more people will do that.
Oh, I agree. Come next election, whenever that is, if there is a next election, I don't know. I'm going to gladly go and write in Snoopy from Peanuts. I think he would make a hell of a lot more sense than anyone the two-party duopoly that we currently live under could ever possibly run.
Oh, I agree. If there's anyone who's run for president I'd really like to have seen elected, it was Ron Paul, and we know he never will be.
Honestly, I maybe this is my own bias. I'd really like to see Rand Paul run in 2024.
Okay.
Just me. It's just because while I have my own disagreements with him on certain things, the bare fact is he makes a lot of sense to me in a lot of things. That's just me, though.
Definitely more libertarian than most Republicans.
Yeah. I will
Ooh, and a
definitely grant
Lowland
him that.
Ratatat. Ratata.
I'm sorry. I don't have a screenshot to go with, so.
Okay, no problem. Yeah,
wait.
unfortunately, Mikhail cannot see the screen.
It's
We're exploring the grasses in between Pallet Town and Viridian City, and it's filled with Pokemon you never used to be able to find in Fire Red. This is so far looking to be a pretty awesome ROM hack.
Nice.
Here, I'm gonna have to move my screen quick. I can't see how many people are watching right now. Yeah, we got 6 people watching right now. Sent 1000, Anti-Rack, Zigbar 2, Ray and Cap, JC Armitage have all put in comments so far. Thank you for watching, guys. Good to see y'all again. Another thing I should mention, if you're watching right now and you're a fan of this channel, let me know what kind of videos you want to see coming up, because I'm obviously I'm getting off a long hiatus here, and I want to start making videos again. I'm having trouble finding stuff I want to respond to, though. So if anyone has any suggestions or just topics they'd like to see videos on, I've actually been thinking about going back to some of my older videos and remaking them, because obviously, like everyone, when I started out, I wasn't that great at editing. I've gotten not great, but better. So might be nice to see some of those original videos I did made with better editing and sound and all that.
Yeah, that would actually be pretty cool. Actually, you bring up something. I had meant to ask you this earlier, but how did your work trip go?
Oh, it was pretty good. I hadn't traveled in quite some time, so it was cool to do some traveling. I hate flying. It's a pain. It always was a pain. It's even worse in the age of COVID. But went to a bunch of places, stayed in a bunch of hotels. It was mostly work, so not that I got to have a whole lot of fun. I did get to stay in one hotel that had an indoor water park after work one night. Went down there and checked that out. That was great.
Yeah, you had mentioned that, and I was like, holy shit, an indoor water park? Sweet.
Mm-hmm. And it was actually open, so.
This is just my own personal, shtick here. But seriously, any good bars you get a chance to go to?
Any good bars I got a chance to go to?
Yeah. Any good bars?
Let me think here. There was one that locally owned one I went to that was pretty nice. Had great pizza too.
Nice.
And it was one of those microbreweries where they make all their own beer. It was a lot of it had delicious IPA.
Yeah, we've got a few of them here in my neck of the woods.
Vosh,
and they make very good beer. Not gonna lie.
Awesome. Zigbar 2 says, watch Vosh's new video, Libertarians Make the Worst Propaganda.
Oh,
okay,
God.
I will have to check that out. I've not seen anything from Vosh in a while.
Yeah, when you do, please send me the link.
The old man teaching us how to catch Pokemon like he always does.
Well, yeah, isn't that kind of how Pokemon's always been?
Yep, there's always some old guy at the beginning of the game who teaches you how to catch Pokemon.
I never understood why, why do they always go with an old dude? How about like a mid to late 30s dude? Why not do that? I don't know.
I liked that they had Sonia in Pokemon version 8. She was pretty hot, and she replaced her grandmother as the professor by the end of the game.
Fair enough. Yeah.
Ooh, Shinx, an electric Pokemon, I think from Gen 6. We could use an electric Pokemon. Did not catch Sentret or Rattata just because I don't care for those Pokemon.
Never underestimate the power of electricity.
Indeed. So here,
anyway.
we'll see who our first 6 Pokemon will be. I imagine we're going to change up our team quite a bit. Zigbar 2 says, bruh. And we got ourselves a Shinx. Yeah, Shinx is Gen 4, is what he says. Okay, so my mistake. Boy. Shinx is Gen 4. All right, let's look at where we got so far. We got us a Charmander, a Poochyena, a Bidoof, and a Shinx. See what else we can find before heading into the Viridian Forest.
Here's another question. How do they keep coming up with all these new names?
One way or another, they just do, I guess. And a Pan Sage, a grass type. We'd use this grass type for facing Brock. Well, like I said, from this ROM hack, what I know is that the gym leaders, like it's the same gym leaders in this game, but the Pokemon they have all been changed up and made super, super hard. So who knows what Pokemon Brock has this time around?
I don't know. Maybe rock type?
I imagine he's still going to have rock types, but it probably isn't going to be the same ones he had in the original game. He always just has a Geodude and an Onix.
Yeah, I know. That got kind of old, kind of quick, but that's just me. Oddly enough, in the original game, really all you had to do was go with either grass or water, and you were perfectly set. The real
Exactly.
question
Charmander was always
if
the
you got hit
challenge.
thoroughly in city, with all the water types. Like, okay, if you went with water, you're kind of screwed. But that's just me.
Indeed. But we got a grass type this time.
Nice.
I got to go buy some more Pokeballs. I got to go to that other field and see if I can find a Nidoran. You always need Nidoran when playing the original Kanto, because Nidoran involves Nidoking and totally kicks butt.
Okay, well, while you're doing that, I've got a question. This is actually for everyone in the live chat, because I mean, I know you've already expressed your views, and I tend to agree, on like almost everything. But okay, question for the chat. Let's assume that Joe Biden is inaugurated and becomes president on the 20th, which, okay, barring some sort of earth destroying incident, is probably what's going to happen. What do all of you expect, to happen within his first term? Like, seriously, what do you think is going to happen? Y'all tell me. I kind of want to know.
All right. Well, I've already expressed my view. I'll keep an eye on the chat here and see what people say and read it off.
Yeah, like I said, that was really for the chat. I know you have your views, I have my views, and I kind of line up with yours. But
Woo,
still,
Gen
I
8
want to hear from
Pokemon.
everybody else. I'm just curious. What does everyone else think is going to happen?
Don't see any comments in the chat yet. Zigbar2 says, if Joe gets fully elected, I expect new wars, more corporatism. I would say yes. One of the main things, Donald Trump has not done a great job of it, but he's to some extent lessened down the wars in the Middle East, which is good. I believe Joe will go right back to all that.
Fair point. Fair point. I can definitely see that happening. And that would be sad. Just saying.
I mean, despite what how Donald Trump has flip-flopped on this issue, though, I think no amount of rhetoric about ending wars in the Middle East is ever going to work. There are too many powerfully placed people that have interest in maintaining endless wars in the Middle East. Yeah, Shadow Warden 99 says Republicans feigning the love for liberty again. Yeah, just like when Obama was in, Republicans will talk about the importance of small government and libertarian ideals, but then when push comes to shove, vote right alongside their Democratic colleagues for bigger government. And that's really the thing. Like, are there meaningful differences between the Republicans and the Democrats when they're in office? Yes, they do pursue different policies, and to some degree, it has effects here and there. But ultimately, two things happen: the government grows in the size of its and scope of its authority, and spending increases, and that happens whether Republicans or Democrats are in office, which just goes to show that choosing between Republicans and Democrats is, as I've said, like choosing between whether you want to be hanged or shot. You may, in fact, prefer one to the other, but in the end, you end up in the same place.
Yes, I wholeheartedly agree. At the end of the day, I lovingly call the so-called left-right dichotomy the two-party duopoly.
What I really want to know, though, is say what you will about Donald Trump. The media has had nothing to do for the past 4 years but talk about what an awful, no good, very bad man he is, and how every single problem in the world is directly his fault. What on earth are they going to talk about when he's out of office?
That is a very good question. What are they going to bitch about? Like, seriously, what are they going to throw a hissy fit about once he's gone? That is a very good
Anti-Rack says
question.
nothing will really change, and I agree. Fundamentally, nothing will change. Biden will pursue a higher tax strategy with less inflation, as opposed to Trump's lower tax strategy with higher inflation. Even though at the end of the day, whether the government increases taxes or increases money printing, it has the fundamentally same effect: shrinks the economy and transfers more real wealth from the people to the government.
Yeah, yeah, that's another thing. I was kind of wondering about. And of course, you can always look at the debt clock, but given all of the things that have happened this year, I just kind of wonder, how much has the U.S. dollar been increased? In terms of inflation.
Well, I can't play this game and check it at the same time. If you want to, quick Google debtclock.com and see where the U.S. national debt currently sits at.
Yeah, I'll check that out later.
Okay.
But it really just goes to show it. It doesn't matter whether someone has a D or an R by their name. The rest of us are being sold down the river.
Shadow Warden 99 says Republicans versus Democrats is the equivalent of benign versus malignant tumors. My only disagreement would I'd say Republicans are malignant tumors as well. Perhaps not always to the same degree as Democrats, but
yeah, I was gonna say, it might be more accurate to say big malignant tumors versus small malignant tumors. That might be more accurate. But
although what I will say is, when it comes to your mainstream leftist leaders, the AOCs, Ilhan Omar's, Bernie Sanders of the world, at least they're getting more and more open about their outright support of authoritarianism and communism. I mean, up to this, I fully believe most mainstream politicians, to include Joe Biden, absolutely support a fully authoritarian government in the vein of the current Chinese government. They're just unwilling to say it publicly. At least people like Bernie and AOC are willing to be honest about it.
Yeah, and that reminds me. I think it was like 3 days ago.
Let's get Rookity out of the.
AOC had responded to some article or another about blah 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 blah. Her response, her statement was tax, big wad of dollars sign, the big wad of dollar sign, rich, big dollar sign.
Yes, along with her like $60 sweatshirts that say "Tax the Rich."
Yeah, it's like, okay, hypocrite much?
Absolutely. So let's talk about that quick. And actually, I considering whether or not it's been a while, so I don't know if it's too late, but I'm considering wanting to make a specific video about that. So, quick, JC Armitage just put it in the chat. National debt is 27,507,162,000,000, and then the last, as he points out, the last 6 zeros are going up so fast you can't even read it.
Yeah.
So we are closely approaching 28 trillion. And people have asked me, how long do you think before the U.S. dollar actually collapses? It's gotten hard to predict. I will say, you can tell the central bankers they've actually gotten pretty good at kicking the can down the road. And especially in light of every new COVID emergency they put out, they keep finding ways to keep kicking the can down the road. I can't say precisely when the dollar is going to collapse, only that it will. And the longer they manage to push it off, the worse it's actually going to be. I wouldn't be surprised if it happens during Biden's first term, but again, I'm not going to make a prediction that I can't back up. But anyways, talking about, so AOC, it started selling these sweatshirts that say "Tax the Rich." It's selling them for a profit, which doesn't seem very communist to me, but hey, it's her deal. In any case, she immediately received flack for it about what a hypocrite she was, because she was. She talked about how employers are exploiting their employees by making profits off their labor. And she, of course, her defense was, well, the people who made these sweatshirts received a living wage, which presumably she means, they receive $15 an hour or more, which is probably true. But it goes to show the sweatshirts are being sold for like $60 a piece, which shows that when you force employers to raise the wage to like $15 an hour or higher, they end up having to recuperate those costs by raising the price, because they got to make a profit, or else they're not benefiting from the situation. So now your sweatshirts are going for $60, which I'd say, your average minimum wage worker is not going to be able to afford that. So, I mean, her whole operation about tax the rich just goes to show that even AOC can't escape the basic realities of supply and demand, and it's manifested in the fact that she has to sell. She has to sell them for a profit, and if she chooses to pay her employees $15 an hour to do it, she's going to have to sell it for a price that most people would consider outrageous. JC Armitage says, "Communists being hypocrites. Who could have seen that coming?"
No, yeah, that would never happen.
I have said the law that I coined 2 cents law is whenever someone tries to criticize capitalism, they will first criticize something caused by government, and then two, advocate that we increase the size of government to fix the problem.
Yeah, it's amazing how that works.
Ooh, grubbin.
How do I put this? Like I said, my response to her, when she said tax the rich, my response was hint. We already do.
Absolutely.
And it amazes me that people don't seem to realize this. There are at least some number of people who just don't realize that yeah, rich people pay taxes too, and they don't get a choice either.
Top 1% is paying more than a quarter of taxes collected by the federal government.
Yeah, easily.
Bottom 90% only pay less than 4%.
Yeah, so
when you ask,
how
they always
much
say we
more are
need
you
to
gonna
tax the
bleed
rich.
them for?
And when you point out how much the rich are already paying and ask how much the rich need to pay before they paid their fair share, the answer is only more.
Yeah. That's the only answer I ever gotten from any of these commies. Like, just more. Like, how much more? And for what reason? And under whose authority? Yeah. What? What are you people talking about? You're already taxing the crap out of them.
All right, so we are going to. I'm going to straight out Shinx for Grubbin because I like Vikavolt better than Shinx evolved form. For now, we will make Grubbin our electric type. Grubbin is an electric bug type, which is actually a really good typing if you ask me. Jeff Baum says when the dollar crashed, they are just going to implement the crypto dollar and Fed coin. Yes, and we've talked about that on some of the previous streams we did. How the Fed is trying to position itself to implement a basically replace the dollar with a government-controlled cryptocurrency called Fed coin.
Oh yeah, that's going to work out great. That's going to be beautiful.
Sent 1000 says, like I told someone, whatever the highest tax bracket is, it isn't how big it is. It's just the amount the person makes that changes. And like I told someone, whatever the highest tax bracket is, it isn't how big it is just the amount the person makes that changes. Okay, I think what he means by that is saying you take more of a person's a higher percentage of the person's earnings, which affects the amount of money he actually gets to keep. But it's true. But what the point of that is the more once you start taking more than half of what a person's making, it completely kills any incentive they have to try making more, earn making more by doing more hard work. Because why would you try to earn more if the government's just going to take more? That, of course, prevents innovation. It prevents businesses from expanding, and it prevents economic growth. Government cannot tax itself rich.
Yeah, not to mention, just another thing here. Let's say that somebody, I don't know, maybe they invested in Bitcoin or something. But
Bitcoin's doing pretty well. It almost hit 23,000. I should mention Bitcoin hit 23,000 this week.
Yes, I saw that, and that's actually pretty cool. Not gonna lie. But let's just say somebody got in on the ground floor when Bitcoin first became a thing, like it actually existed. Just as an example, and they invested, $500,000, whatever, and suddenly they find themselves raking in, holy crap, A lot of money. Okay. Now, doesn't that same system, no, not Bitcoin, I'm talking about the taxes, wouldn't that stymie them from, I don't know, venturing out into other things, maybe creating a business or a restaurant or something? Just because, oh, yeah, mommy government is just going to want more and more from me.
Well, yeah, that's exactly the point. The more you take from a person's earnings, the less incentive they have to actually create economic value. The only way, and Hauser's law basically goes to show that no matter what the tax rates are, all throughout history, the government has never successfully collected more than 20% of GDP, because the higher you raise taxes, the less incentive entrepreneurs have to actually take the actions that grow the economy. So the only real way the government can increase its wealth is to increase GDP, and the only way to do that is by lowering economic growth. So if the government really wants to bring in more, they try to lower taxes with a stronger economy would bring in more real wealth for them. For the record, no taxation isn't, even in that case, taxation is not ethical. Nonetheless, I'm just saying from a rational standpoint.
Absolutely not. Taxation is theft. Taxation is theft. Plain and simple. You've said this. Shane has said this. It's been proven over and over and over again. And it amazes me when people, look at me like I'm batshit crazy when I tell them, you're talking about taxes. Taxation is theft. And they look at me like I'm crazy. $2 cents?
Oh, absolutely. Just didn't have anything else to add. That's true.
Oh, okay. No, sorry, it just got quiet for a second.
No problem.
But I'm just wondering, okay, if we have to live, at least for the time being, under a system with, well, let's just call government what it is, a monopoly on force and arbitration. Okay. So it's okay for you to steal my money, but it's not okay for, I don't know, random Joe Blow. Oh, there he is, walking down the sidewalk to hold a gun to my head and steal my money. It's not okay for him to do it, but it's okay for you to do it. Double standard much?
Exactly. That's all government is. One group of people is allowed to do things no other group of people is, because reasons.
Yeah, because reasons.
There is no argument you can make for the legitimacy of government that won't apply equally well to the mafia.
I agree. Anyway, back to the game.
Indeed. So just pumping up my Rookidee here. Rookidee is a Generation 8 Pokemon that evolves into Corviknight, which is a Steel and Flying type. So that'll probably come in pretty handy. I'm just trying to figure out all the new Pokemon we can find here. Zigbar2 says, "What's up, people giving false legitimacy to government?" Or what's up, people giving false legitimacy to government? He's asking them, I guess.
Yeah, what's up with that?
JC Armitage says, "Government is double standards personified." Absolutely. There goes another Kricketot, which brings our Rookidee to level 8. It learned Hone Claws. All right. I'm just training up some of these. Before we go into an actual Pokemon battle, I'm training up some of these new Pokemon just because I know this game has been modified to be super hard. So make sure we're...
Forgive me if I'm wrong. I haven't played Pokemon in, like, years.
Ooh, a Pikachu.
Isn't your rival AOC expected to be, like, basically right before the door of Brock's gym?
It's the Viridian. If you head towards the Elite Four, we'll battle him again.
Okay, cool. Never mind.
Big Bar 2 says it's sad we will never see an Ancapistan in our lifetime. I agree, it is sad. And, I'm not, despite the fact that I am an Ancap, I'm not under any delusion that I think just by making videos, I'm going to increase the likelihood that Ancapistan is going to happen in our lifetime. I think, unfortunately, human nature is such that getting people to want to accept Ancapistan is extremely difficult, but doesn't mean I'm not going to stop trying. Thankfully, like with everything going on in the news, with the election and whatnot, I think more and more people are waking up to it.
What gets me is it's really sad that there are so many millions and millions of people out there that just fail to acknowledge basic reality, and thus they fail to realize that, yeah, all these things you're pushing for, they're just screwing you in the end. You know, it's almost like human beings want, at least to some degree, to have somebody over them, somebody controlling them, somebody cracking the whip. And
well, human beings are a pack animal. We want to be led, and I think there's nothing wrong with power structures implicitly. It's when they are not entered into voluntarily.
Yes, and that's what I was about to say. It's perfectly fine, if it's a voluntary decision, if it's voluntary, but to want some amorphous, omnipotent, structure over you that when they do wrong, you effectively can't even question them because you'll just be demonized or whatever. To want that, it makes no sense to me. But then again,
Shadow Warden 99 says governments, the main religion of the masses with thousands of denominations. So true.
Yep, I will go with that. I will gladly go with that. Yep.
Government has killed far more people than religion ever has.
Also true.
All right, so we got ourselves a Pikachu. This is Pokemon, so I want to put Pikachu on our team, at least for a little while.
Yay!
Let's see who we should swap. We should swap out for.
All I have to do is go to the mall and go to a stuffed animal store.
All right, so right now our team, we got Pansage, Poochyena, Rookidee, Wooloo, Charmander, and Grubbin. I think I'm going to ditch Wooloo. Wooloo is cute, but Pikachu will be more useful for us for now. Oh, we now have 13 people watching the stream. Hello to whoever just joined us. Big Bar 2 says maybe Ancapistan isn't a place, rather the friends we make along the way. And indeed, I do like that. I consider everyone who's part of the My Two Cents community to be part of a notional Ancapistan. Edward Armstrong says, is this a Nuzlocke? No, this isn't a Nuzlocke. This is a Pokemon Radical Red version. It is Pokemon Fire Red hacked and with every Pokemon through Gen 8 added, as well as the game made harder.
Yay for hackers!
Gotta say, hackers provide a lot of entertainment for everyone. So far, I'm liking this hack. It's the same Pokemon Fire Red we know and love, but made with all the Pokemon through Gen 8. And even though graphics have gotten a lot better since this game was made, there's still a certain satisfaction to playing old-fashioned game with not as good graphics. So let's battle our first bug catcher here. All right, Caterpie. Zigbar 2 says, is the physical special split in this hack? I'm not sure. Quite possibly, though, because I know they tried to add everything from the newer games into it. You know what? I think, I don't remember if Gen 3 first introduced the physical special split, but it was either that or Gen 4. Shadow Warden says I fell off Pokemon around Gen 4. That's a shame. I've never fallen off Pokemon. Been my favorite game since 1998. When you are bored and have nothing else to do, Pokemon can always fill the time. Of course, I should say I do advocate being productive. You shouldn't waste all your time playing Pokemon. And as you can see with as few gaming streams as I've done recently, I haven't been playing at all. When I heard about this, I said I gotta give this a try. Now, many of you watching may not be aware that I actually do have a My Two Cents gaming channel. You can find the link for that on my main channel in the featured channel section. When this stream is over, it will not be visible on my main channel, but it will be re-uploaded on My Two Cents Gaming.
Wait, so this isn't going to your main YouTube channel?
Oh no, this is streaming live on my main YouTube channel, but once it is over, it will be re-uploaded on the gaming channel.
Okay, cool. I didn't know.
I've decided I want to do, like, even if it's a gaming stream, I'm gonna do it on my main channel just because I've got such a bigger following. But I don't think it'll get a lot of views since gaming isn't the primary content on my main channel.
Gotcha.
But for those that want to hang out, talk current events, politics, economics, anything, as well as do some gaming, well, I'm guessing those are the ones watching right now. So
probably. I was gonna say, yeah, Pokemon's been around since '98. I don't remember exactly what year, but I know it was around that time period. Um, and this is kind of me nerding out. But does anybody else remember the old PC version based on second edition AD&D rules of Baldur's Gate, that saga? Does anyone else remember that?
I do not, but I'll let you know if anyone in the chat says they do.
Well, that's kind of how I actually got into gaming. Obviously there was Mario and Sonic and stuff, but I'm talking about like actual gaming. You know, um, I've been a big D&D fan for like more than half my life, and that's kind of how I got into it. Just because, hey, this is kind of cool. It's kind of like, okay, I get to make this and do this, but there's rules to it. In other words, let's play make believe, but with rules. And I thought that was kind of cool. And to this day, I'm an avid D&D player.
Oh, well, good for you. I can't say I've ever played D&D. JC Armitage asks, did they add the day-night system for Radical Red? Yes, they did. However, when I started this ROM, it told me I have to actually sync it up with the computer, and I'm not sure how to do that. So I think we're permanently in night because my computer is not synced to the ROM.
Oh boy. Don't you just love when that crap happens?
Yes. I know the ROM actually, Pokemon Radical, there is supposedly a Pokemon Radical Red Discord. I'll have to find that one and see if I can consult the people who made it. And you do not give it, like, anytime in the original Pokemon, whenever the other trainer was going to change Pokemon, it gave you the opportunity to change your Pokemon as well. It appears you do not have that option in this game, so they've made it that much harder.
Damn. That sucks.
You could say it sucks, but it's more of a challenge.
Fair enough. Fair enough. Okay.
Big Bar 2 says, what is the best book by Mises? All of them, title-wise, sound the same. I have to say, personally, I'm going to say Economic Calculation and the Socialist Commonwealth. I think, all of Mises's books are good, but that one in particular really shows why governments cannot be in possession of enough information to adequately centrally plan an economy. Now that my Rookity is poisoned, let's get back to the Pokemon Center.
Okay, I've got to ask.
Go ahead.
Is Nurse Joy still Nurse Joy, or have they messed around with that?
She appears to be in this game, at least. To my knowledge, Nurse Joy is still Nurse Joy. Why?
Do I need to say why?
You're afraid Pokemon's going to go politically correct?
That too. But this is Nurse Joy we're talking about. Now it's still Nurse Joy, right?
Yes.
Don't take that from me.
Still not sure what your point is, but okay.
I still have a crush on Nurse Joy.
As you should. She's hot.
just don't take that away from me, please.
Of course not. Everyone who loves the Pokemon series knows that of all the women Brock falls in love with, there are two he will always love the most: Officer Jenny and Nurse Joy.
Yep. Officer Jenny, I could kind of go without, but that's just me. But no, you cannot take Nurse Joy away from me. No.
You know, I forget which. I watched the Pokemon. I know the Pokemon anime is still going. I watched the Pokemon anime from like '98 through probably like 2004. Oh, and you cannot use items during trainer battles. Wow, that'll make a lot of things significantly harder. Okay. Anyways, as I was saying, watched the Pokemon anime from like '98 to 2004. I remember there was a certain season where like the original Pokemon season 1, they had the Pokemon rap or whatever, where they rapped through all the original 150. But then it was like the second or the third season, they had Pokemon music videos. And there's this one where it's basically a love song sung by Brock to Officer Jenny and Nurse Joy. I don't know if anybody else remembers that. Yes, Chasing Armitage, no items during battle.
In a while.
So this is that water bug type, isn't it? Whatever, we'll say Charmander can hack it.
Anyway, hey, all you PC people out there, no, you are not allowed to take Nurse Joy from me. No.
I said Sonia from Generation 8 overtakes Nurse Joy, though. If those who watched me stream Pokemon Sword and Shield know, of all the Poke girls, Sonia is absolutely the hottest.
I'll give you that. You still can't take Nurse Joy from me. Can't do that.
Jigbar 2 says Radical Red needs to bring Officer Jenny. We will see if Officer Jenny ever shows up. Let's see, what other Pokemon do we need to pump up? You know what? Let's pump up our Pikachu, because I know when we go back and fight our rival AOC, we're going to need those electric type moves. Did you know that Pokemon evolve? Why, yes, I do. Unlike regular animals, they do it quickly. Oh, crap, that's a ground type, isn't it? All right, yeah, Pikachu ain't going to be helpful for that.
Yeah. That's another thing about Pokemon that I never got. You know, I mean, don't get me wrong, it's cool. But they evolve, like, really fast. Like, that's not normally how evolution works. Like, wait, what? I don't know. It's kind of cool, but it's just like, wait, what? Also, one thing about Pokemon, you know, and this was back like in the old school days, that I never quite understood evolution. It's like you got I don't know, Charmander or, you know, Bulbasaur to a certain level, and then just all of a sudden, weep, weep, weep.
F Bomb says, "What is the economic system in the Pokemon world?" It appears to be a market economy. I mean, you've got Pokemarts in every city. You earn battles. You earn money for battles, and as you go about your business, you see people running restaurants and stuff. So,
yeah, I'd say that's a market economy.
You know, come to think of it, throughout the Pokemon anime, do they ever visit like government officials? Or I don't think so. I mean, there's police, but it's only like one Officer Jenny per town.
Yeah, I was gonna say, if they ever did, it was just Officer Jenny. Other than that, no, government kind of kept its nose out of everything. Which, oh, holy crap! I kind of wish they'd do that now. I don't know. I'm just saying.
Indeed.
Oh, 2 cents. Just heads up. I don't know if you've noticed, but we have passed the 1 hour mark.
That's okay. I know usually I don't keep streams longer than an hour, but I'm not feeling like I'm ready to be done yet.
Oh no.
You can
We
drop
tell
off
you
if you
we
need
gotta
to, but
cut it off or anything.
okay. But yes, we have reached the 1 hour mark, and this is an unusual for me. I usually don't stream for more than an hour. Let's keep going. Let's hit some other game. We at least got to battle AOC again. I'm gonna make it all the way through the Viridian Forest before we do.
Nice. Nice.
Be prepared for the eventual Shadow Warden 99 says be prepared for the eventual race changes, Nurse Joy included. Yes, I suppose if Pokemon has to go politically correct, they will change the races of many of the main characters.
Okay, and the minute that they change Nurse Joy, okay, if you change her skin color, you have to change her hair color. Otherwise, pink is just not going to work. I'm just saying. It's not going to work.
Yeah, probably not.
I'm a horrible person.
No judgment here.
No, I just really hate the PC. We're so woke culture, effectively canceling or forcibly changing like everything.
Oh yeah, exactly.
And like,
Businesses won't stand up for themselves.
yeah, that's another thing I can't understand. Like, okay, let's say you've got a business that, I don't know, I'm not going to say a Christian store or something like that, but something that tailors to the religious, you know, and
Masterpiece Cake Shop in Colorado.
you
Like
know,
him.
and you know, all of a sudden they're not allowed to say Merry Christmas around this time of year because that's not politically correct. The correct way to say it is Happy Holidays. Well, okay. What if it was a Jewish store and they were saying Happy Hanukkah? Would you say the same thing to them? Like,
Probably the only people who are immune from criticism, it seems, are Muslims.
yeah, it's and why? Why? You know, if you're going to criticize one group of people, well, wouldn't it make sense to criticize other groups of people using those same metrics?
You'd think. But you see, the left loves Islam because it's also a totalitarian ideology.
Yeah. Yeah. And it kind of really reveals their true colors to me, at
Well, does
least.
everyone remember that basically somewhere in Canada someone put up a sign that said Islam is right about women, and people like the political talking heads just fell into disarray because they had no idea what to do. If they say Islam's wrong about women, then they've just criticized Islam, which they can't do because Islam is part of their intersectional thing. But if they say Islam is right about women, then they have to say women are inherently inferior to men, which of course is also anathema to them. So basically, by one stupid prank, they totally expose the hypocrisy of the left. Not really about ideology or coherence. It's about expanding the scope of government power over people.
Yeah, and it's sickening. It really is. That being said, yeah, kudos to that guy. Because, yeah, in one fell swoop, you made people spin like a top. I love it. I think it's great.
Remember, I saw an episode of TV show. I forget which one it was. It was one of those cop shows, but it was about a American female who converts to Islam, and she's like walking around without a hijab. She's like, "Yes, I love Islam. I don't wear my hijab all the time." And I'm like, "Okay, well, you do realize that you know traditional conservative Islam, you better be wearing your hijab all the time. And in fact, were you to live in a country with a hardcore Islamic government like Saudi Arabia, you'd be whipped and beaten for going out without your hijab on." So don't get me wrong, I support a woman's right to wear a hijab if she wants to, but still.
Yeah, agreed. I mean, if you want to wear that, go right ahead. I don't care. You know, but you do realize the hypocrisy here. You do realize that at the end of the day, you're supporting a totalitarian system. You know that, right? And people always cringe and look at me funny whenever I point this out. And it's like, well, I'm just saying it like it is, because I promise you, if you were over in Saudi Arabia or Iran and one day you wore the hijab, halal. The next day you decided to go out in a t-shirt and jeans, haram. Bad. Like, you do see the blatant hypocrisy here, right?
Absolutely, especially since many of the pro-Islamic women also identify as hardcore feminists. There isn't really a system more patriarchal than conservative totalitarian Islam.
Yes, exactly. Okay.
I believe Muhammad
You're
said a
railing
woman isn't
against
even worth half of what a
patriarchy.
man is.
You're railing against patriarchy, and yet you're supporting a system that, by its own doctrines, among plenty of other things, openly states that in open court, a woman's testimony is only half of that of a man. Like, what?
Not just testimony, but like the value of a woman, period.
Yeah, that too. I'm just saying. It's like it. You people do realize the blatant hypocrisy here, right?
No, they never do.
Yeah, and they probably never will, and it's kind of sad. Not gonna lie. Anyway, that was my spiel on that for a minute. So
Fair enough. Fair enough. Like I said, no topic is off limits on this stream.
Hey, I'm trying to be good here. I'm trying to be the good little kitty here today.
As long as you steer clear of profanity, that will automatically get the stream canceled. You can discuss any
I'm not trying
topic.
to do that. But anyway, all this BS-ery aside, back to the game.
Indeed. We're almost through the Viridian Forest. I'm hitting up the Pokemon Center one more time. Tent 1000 says, let them live in Saudi Arabia and see how they feel after a month or two. Yeah, I'd say a day or two probably be sufficient.
Giving them a month might be too generous.
Going through the Viridian Forest. It is surprisingly full of Pikachus. I remember in the original Fire Red, it was really, really hard to find a Pikachu, so at least that's nice.
So
Big Bar 2 says, is
there's
Nurse Joy a
lots of
socialist? She
electronic
somehow
meds.
gives healthcare free. Is Zigbar 2 says, is Nurse Joy a socialist? She somehow gives healthcare free at the point of service. I guess that is a fair point. Somebody's got to be funding the Pokemon Center operation.
Yeah, someone's funding it. I don't know who. Never did figure that one out.
In the magical world of Pokemon, the resources people need just appear out of nowhere.
Kind of sounds like the magical world of rainbows, unicorns, and sunshine and daisies, where bricks of gold just appear at your front door. Oh wait, that's socialism, except it doesn't
Indeed.
exist.
Oh, what is this? There should be a Joltik somewhere here. Oh, hello. I'm just trying to catch some Pokemon before I challenge Brock. Oh, you're looking to challenge him as well? Why don't we have a battle then?
Oh boy.
Who's this guy? Oh, this looks like the main character from Pokemon Ruby Sapphire. Pokemon trainer Brendan challenges us. He sends out a level 8 Corphish. That's a water type, so our Pikachu should do just fine. Way to go, Pikachu. You almost KO'd him, but not quite. Draws Corphish and sends out Trico.
Stray Cat says, fun fact, water conducts electricity.
I'm afraid grass types are strong or resistant to electric types. So we will have to send in our Charmander.
Fun fact, grass burns when exposed to fire.
Luis Gonzalez says, are cops left wing or right wing? Asking this because lefties don't like them, but they are part of the public sector. My answer to that is watch my video, the case for private police. Police and security services are not an inherently socialist idea. They can exist privately and function, I think, in a way that would work for the people who pay for them. But publicly funded law enforcement are a totalitarian notion. They do not, because people have to fund them whether they want their services or not, and they inherently exist to protect the interests of the state, not the interests of individuals. Well, it's true that your interests and the interests of the state happen to align in many circumstances when it comes to police. Ultimately, the Supreme Court has ruled in no uncertain terms. Well, actually, not the Supreme Court, but I think it was the Ninth Circuit Court of the Court of Appeals, and it is the reigning case that's pretty much dictated all others. In Warren versus DC, they explicitly stated the police do not exist to protect individuals. They only exist to protect the community. And since the community is nothing but a collection of individuals, let's be honest, they exist to protect the interests of the state. So yes, publicly funded police are a left notion. The people on the left saying defund police don't actually want to get rid of police. They want to replace existing police with their own centrally controlled police. Really, the whole defund the police movement is just about getting rid of local departments that aren't under the thumb of a centralized authority.
Hashtag privatize the police.
Exactly.
End of statement.
Oh, and he gave us an experience share. Lovely. And a stat scanner. Big Bar 2 says, don't you love the question, who will build the roads? Yeah, and whenever anyone asks me that, I ask them to consider, have they realized that prior to 1900, virtually all roads were privately built?
Yeah, I love it when people, try to criticize me when I say taxation is theft. Well, who's going to build the roads? I don't know. Maybe private enterprise like it has done for thousands of years. Maybe you should look at history. Maybe. I love this. It's hilarious.
All right, we've made it to Pewter City. Means we are probably strong enough. I don't know because, like I said, this game's been buffed up to be super hard. We are probably strong enough to go back and battle our rival AOC. And that looks like a Mega Stone. That is probably a Mega Stone, which proves Mega Evolution is indeed in this game. Awesome. Can't get to it yet, but that is definitely a Mega Stone.
Mega Evolution? What's
Yes, that was introduced in Gen 6. Basically, when you have a fully evolved Pokemon and then you give it a Mega Stone, it can evolve one more time, but during battle only.
Cool. I didn't
want to
know
go
that.
ahead and Google Mega Charizard X. That is, in my opinion, the best Mega Pokemon, or the coolest looking one. It's the same one that's on my channel banner. Average Lisp enjoyer said, how would monopolies work in anarcho-capitalism? Well, the question actually fundamentally misunderstands the point. Monopolies can't exist without government, so there would be no there would be no monopolies, true monopolies, as the term defines, in an anarcho-capitalist society. Basically, a monopoly means a business that has sole control over a given industry with free of competition. But in an anarcho-capitalist society, nothing stops competition from being formed. Now, you could, in principle, say, what if there was a business that was so good that it basically drove all its competition out of business? And the answer is yes, in principle, that could happen. But if that business then, raised its prices or started mistreating its consumers, other competition would spring back up immediately and put an end to that. So, despite the fact that there could, in principle, be, a business that's so awesome that it effectively becomes the primary business in the market, whenever that business stopped sufficiently pleasing its customers, competition would come right back in. The only way a monopoly can truly exist is if government passes laws or implements regulations that either force them out explicitly or make starting a competing business so difficult that it becomes practically impossible. That's the only way. Any monopoly in history was only formed by government, not because of government. And before people start screaming Standard Oil, Standard Oil, Standard Oil had dozens of competitors before the antitrust legislation that broke it up actually went into place.
Yes.
Thomas DiLorenzo. Google Thomas DiLorenzo, The Myth of Natural Monopoly. He has an excellent essay. It was published back in the 90s, I believe it was, but it's available for free on the Mises Institute website. He has examined every business historically that has been called a monopoly and demonstrated conclusively what actually happened was that business first used the government to secure a government-sanctioned monopoly, and then after the fact, with the help of hired influential economists, tried to convince them that those laws were necessary because they were a monopoly in the first place.
Yes, monopolies do not and cannot exist in absence of government force interfering in the market.
Litigious Society makes an excellent point. Anything that has general demand can easily be privately funded. The only things government funds are things that no one wants. And that's right, because if you actually wanted them, you'd be paying it for yourself. If the government has to steal money from you to pay for it, it means you wouldn't be spending your money that way otherwise. And with that, let's battle our rival, whom we have named AOC.
Go kick her ass.
Although the rival in the game is still a male.
I don't care. I'm going to say it like it is. Go kick her ass.
And our Pikachu easily takes out his Starly. Average Lisp enjoyer says, what if business were to buy out all the competition? Wouldn't that be considered a monopoly? Well, if the competition voluntarily sells itself, then yes, for a time being, they'd be the only business. But the moment they're not, the moment they are not sufficiently pleasing the customers, competition is going to spring up again. And Thomas DiLorenzo's paper points to a historic incident where there were like 3 different businesses that tried to merge together, become a monopoly. And the moment they did, competition sprung up. Basically, so long as it's possible for competition to enter the market without government interference, there is no way a true monopoly that is immune from competition can arise.
Yeah, you took the words out of my mouth. In a free market, there is absolutely nothing stopping your competitors or potential competitors from building themselves up and making the same product that you're making and selling it for cheaper.
Our Pikachu is really weak and is probably going to get KO'd, but we'll do one more Thunder Shock just in case it goes first. And it does. And Pikachu faints. Sorry, Pikachu. But you did really well. Big Bar 2 says if someone is smoking and people around him inhale it, is that a violation of the nap? Well, in one sense, you could say, in a sense, yes, if the other person doesn't want to be inhaling the smoke. But then the question would be who owns the property on which they're standing. If the person smoking owns the property, then he has the right to smoke there, and the other person can leave. If you're smoking on someone else's property and they tell you to stop, well, as the owner of the property, they have the right. So really, I think whether or not inhaling smoke is a violation of the nap isn't really going to be a relevant question, because it's all going to come down to who owns the property on which they're standing and whether or not they've stated that you can smoke there.
Yeah, I was going to say that really comes down to a question of who's in charge of the property, who owns it, who operates it. And, if it's the person smoking, well, then guess what? No one's stopping you from simply walking outside or whatever.
JC Armitage also makes a good point about large businesses that buy up their competition. Buying out competition gets more and more expensive, and it effectively creates diminishing returns, which is absolutely right.
Yes, good
The
call.
bigger a business gets, the more difficult it is to internally manage it all, which means at some point it'll get so sufficiently big that it'll be too difficult for the central management to effectively manage it all. Robin learned to mud slap.
Yeah, at the end of the day, to the best of my knowledge, there is no company big enough to buy off all of its potential competitors. And quite frankly, the cost would be staggering to even attempt this. Not to mention the cost after the fact in order to manage these smaller companies as well as their own company. Sooner or later, you know, cost benefit analysis is going to tell you, yeah, this isn't really going to help you. But that's just me. What do I know?
Litigious Society also says you can't afford to pay off every competitor. For example, with clothes, you would have to pay off everyone on Etsy and eBay making clothes. Sent1000 says, what if a third party owns it, and does they say it's a smoking free zone or not? Well, yes, that's right. Even if the two people in question, the one smoking and the one not smoking, even if they're not the owners of the property, then the question is going to come down to who owns the property to make that decision.
Yeah, it comes down to property rights.
But when it comes to the question of pollution is always brought up. What about pollution? What if someone's polluting someone else's property? Basically, at that point, pollution is so broadly defined. If one person, private property owner, is engaging in an activity that is polluting another person's property, then it is on the person. It is on that person, to take them to court and demonstrate how them polluting their property is, infringing on their ability to operate their own property. And there are cases where it's going to be next to impossible to prove that, like, smoke from another person's fire drifting over to someone's side, to other cases where, like dumping pollution in the river such that it's polluting a water supply that's used by more than one person.
Yeah, sooner or later, it really comes down to property rights, and it really comes down to the bare fact whether or not you can prove that this person is infringing on your property rights. It really does. You know, and here's the thing about pollution, and you said it very, very well, 2 cents. If we're talking about smoke coming from my neighbor's place and drifting into my backyard, in what way are they actually harming me? They're not. You know, they're not. In what way are they stopping me from managing my own household, my own backyard? You know, however I see foot. Yeah, however I see fit. And it's like, okay, sure. Maybe they're having a barbecue, or maybe there's a bunch of dudes smoking cigars and whatever, out on their backyard. Well, guess what? I'm pretty sure air and everything in the air moves all the time. So, unless my house is one giant hyperbolic bubble chamber, no, they didn't do anything to me. So, what am I going to do about it? It's ridiculous, you know.
Mm-hmm. Zigbar2 says, I like the idea of a private military, but how would they get their money? Litigious Society answers and says private military would be funded like private security. People would pay for protection of their property. Offensive military wouldn't be funded without force. That is absolutely correct. Wonder if we can get past here without. Don't even think about leaving until you beat Brock, you bumbo. Whoever created this ROM hack, I love you.
Speaking of which, did you kick AOC's ass yet?
Yes.
Okay, cool.
We won. We defeated his Starly and Squirtle.
Nice.
Here's the gym is closed. It could be wise to pay the museum a visit. Okay, so the people who made this ROM hack, it's not like they're subtle. They changed the game that you have to go to the museum. Let's go to this museum.
Wow.
You don't have to pay to get in. In the original game, you had to pay to get in. Yay.
So you have to go to the museum in order to go to the gym.
Yes, I guess so.
Okay.
We're just going to talk to everybody in the museum and find out what's going on here.
That's interesting.
Old man promising his daughter a Pikachu. This month, we are running a space exhibit. Moonstone, huh? What's so special about it?
I don't know.
There doesn't seem to be any information on Megastones. Oh, hi there. I'm Faulkner, a gym leader from Johto. Oh, that's awesome. I'm traveling in Kanto looking for information about Mega Evolution, but have found nothing so far. A battle is what you're looking for. I guess I could spare the time. I'll demonstrate the power of elegant bird Pokemon. Oh boy, Faulkner from Johto is in this game.
Okay, birds.
And he's got a Fletchling.
Pikachu is back up to full strength, right?
He is.
Okay. Yeah. Just zap them out of the air. That's me.
Indeed, we'll see. But this game has been made. Yeah, Pikachu's already down to 8 HP. He'll definitely get rid of this Fletchling, but we'll see how hard this battle turns out to be. Casey Armitage says, surprise, Faulkner battle. Oh, and we have the experience share now, so our Poochyena just rose the level. A Wingull, that's a water flying type, so Pikachu should kill this thing unless it attacks first, which it did. No! It was too fast for our Pikachu, and Pikachu gets KO'd. All right. Try Pansage next since it's a grass type. But we don't know any actual grass type attacks. Oh, and right, it's a flying type, so flying is strong against grass. And there goes our... Yeah, we might lose this battle. Faulkner is tough. Let's see here. Grubbin. Grubbin is an electric type, but he doesn't yet know any electric type attacks. Ooh, KO'd our Grubbin. All right, I'm going to use Poochyena and then Rookity and Charmander, which are our two strongest, so the only ones left. We just might lose to Faulkner. And with one more water gun, Wingull takes out our Poochyena. Ooh. I'm not sending in Charmander next because I know he'll get KO'd with that water gun. Rookity, it's all up to you. If you can't win, I think we're going to lose. And the other thing, you can no longer use items in battle. So, whereas in previous games, you could use revives or potions, it's not available to us this time. Oh boy, Rookity fainted. Wingle's almost down. His Charmander gonna be fast enough? No, this is a fast Wingle. Well, Charmander takes it down. We only have one Pokemon left, though. Can Charmander survive long enough to get us through this battle? He's got a Corvisquire. Well, I guess the Pokemon Radical Red makers were true to their word. This game is way harder, and I think we're about to lose. Oh, there we go. Charmander faints, and we lose.
Oh, jeez.
We paid 96 Poke Dollars as prize money. You were overwhelmed by your defeat. 2 cents scurried to a Pokemon Center, protecting the exhausted and fainted Pokemon from further harm. Thank you, Joy. You heal our Pokemon as always. All right, new plan. I'm going to go level up in the Verdian Forest, and we're going to keep streaming until we beat Faulkner, however long it takes. I'll end the stream once we beat Faulkner, but looks like we're going to have to do some serious leveling up. Ooh, and a Mareep. Mareep would be helpful as well, I suppose. Digbar 2 says, imagine not leveling up in the Verdian Forest. Yeah, I know. Although somehow I get the feeling we're going to lose a lot more in this game than we would in any of the regular games. JC Armitage says, wait, there are 2 Nurse Joys at the Pokemon Center. Yes, in this game, we checked it out. Apparently, the second Nurse Joy, you can pay her 7,500 Pokebucks to change her Pokemon's nature.
So, does that mean you could pay her 150 Pokebucks to change her clothes? I'm just asking.
Change her clothes?
Yeah, to change her clothes.
Oh, change her clothes.
Hey, I'm just asking. I'm just asking.
Check out DeviantArt or something. I'm sure you'll find something to your liking.
No. I have seen plenty of Nurse Joy in scantily clad.
Yes, I'm sure.
Saying, it's like it would actually be really cool, if that was an option.
So Pokemon was made for kids, so I doubt that's ever coming. Although this is a ROM hack, so I guess we'll find out.
That's kind of why I was asking. It's like, okay, this is a hack.
We'll see how dirty this game gets. My guess is probably still not that dirty, but I mean, the one guy already told us, don't think about leaving until you beat Brock, you bumbo. There never would be anything like that in a regular Pokemon game.
Yeah, there's that. So, I don't know. Anyway, like I said, I just thought it would be cool if that was an option.
And here to show JC Armitage, this other Nurse Joy can apparently change your Pokemon's nature for 7,500.
So, I mean, if she can do that, I mean, couldn't you do that too?
Maybe, but who knows?
I'm a horrible person. I'm a horrible person.
Everybody else is thinking it. You're just saying it.
Yep, I am saying it.
There goes that Shinx. Or Grubbin gets to level 8. Grubbin should learn an electric type attack eventually. I think it's Spark. I just don't know how far he has to go before he learns that. You know what? Let's go ahead and catch this Mareep. We'll put a third electric Pokemon on our team. And then maybe we'll have enough to defeat Faulkner. And throw a Pokeball. Caught us a Mareep. And Pikachu makes it to level 10. Yes, let's teach Pikachu Quick Attack. Get rid of Growl for Quick Attack. We will not give Mareep a nickname. We're just foregoing nicknames in this playthrough. Zigbar2 says, how do you feel when people say you're not a real anarchist? I mean, nothing. Only I know what my ideology is. You'll have to explain it to me. I'd say ANCOMs aren't real anarchists because their system won't work without a central authority. But they're free to call themselves whatever they'd like. But I got to put that Mareep on my team. All right, who should we get rid of for Mareep? I'm going to ditch Poochyena just because we haven't really used him yet. And Mareep becomes our third electric type on the team now. We can get Grubbin and Mareep leveled up enough. We'll probably have enough electric types to take out Faulkner. Did not mean to use Tail Whip, but I hit that button too fast. All right. Luis Gonzalez says, I will keep in mind the authority center answer. As you should. Anarcho-communism cannot function. No system of socialism is going to work unless you have a central authority dictating how the wealth is redistributed. You can say we'll do it democratically, but that ultimately just becomes a system where there's a central authority, an elected one perhaps, but a central authority nonetheless. And as Plato so aptly told us more than 2,000 years ago, tyranny naturally arises out of democracy. We'll throw Grubbin up front. Him make it to level 10, and then our Mareep.
Yeah, sorry. I just went image searching because we're talking about Nurse Joy.
Fair enough.
And yeah.
Bear in mind, I'm the one sharing my screen, not you.
Weekly hotties, so yeah, you'll see it.
Very well. Those that are in my Discord server, you can go to the weekly hotties and see whatever it is that he just posted. If I find it too inappropriate, I'll get rid of it. But hey,
fully clothed.
wonderful. She's fully clothed, but she's fully clothed, but she's sexy, I'm guessing.
Yes. Don't judge me. Don't judge me.
Never said I was.
No.
I don't think anyone who's stuck around my content for a little while knows I have a deep appreciation for hot women. My 2 cents is dedicated to 3 things: capitalism, Pokemon, and beautiful women.
You left out guns. Where are the guns?
I suppose they're a part of capitalism. Smart living, which is the other thing, which guns fall under.
Okay, cool. We'll go with that.
My 2 cents about capitalism, being the best person you can be, playing Pokemon, and hot women. Okay, you know, I've often been figuring out how I need to recategorize my channel, because it started as solely a channel about capitalism, kind of evolved into a men's rights, anti-feminism channel, along with a bunch of other random stuff. If anyone has an idea for a new tagline for my channel, let me know.
I don't know about a new tagline, but I was gonna say, you're not anti-feminist. You know, you're not against women. You know, you just want people to be free.
Yeah, I'm not against women. I am against feminism, because feminism is a Marxist ideology.
Yes, you're against feminism, but you're not against women, like, at all.
I'm highly pro women.
As far as I know.
I'm highly pro women being allowed to make their own choices, even when stupid. But I'm also free to point out there when women do things that are stupid.
Yes, you're free to make your own choices. You're free to say whatever you want to say. But when you say or do something that's stupid, well, don't get pissed at the person who's just showing you that was stupid.
Jeff Baum says I'm out. Have a good one. Have a good one, Jeff. And yeah, this stream has been going almost 2 hours, so we will put it into it soon. Like I said, just whenever we defeat Faulkner.
Okay.
101000 says my 2 cents truth seeker of groups. You know what? That's pretty good. I'm a truth seeking channel. I seek to put truth out there, be it in the realm of economics, relationships.
Well said.
Being the best person you can be.
I can definitely go with that. You are a truth seeker.
I don't claim I'm always right. That's why I tell you it's just my 2 cents. I tell it like it is, whatever the subject.
Fair enough. But still, I can go with that. Maybe that's why I like you. Maybe that's why I hang out.
Thank you. Yeah, we're down to 5 viewers now. Looks like we've been going long enough. People are finding other stuff to do, which is totally fair. I don't expect you to hang out with me all day. You know what? Just for the heck of it, let's go face Faulkner again. I don't know if we're ready. We're probably not. But we'll try it.
Okay, go kick his ass.
Or you know what? Actually, no. Let's get Mareep up to level 8. Mareep is level 6. Once Mareep is level 8. We got a Grubbin level 8, a Pikachu level 10. Let's get Mareep level 6. Let's get Mareep to level 8. That will probably be enough. Well, I don't know.
Fun fact, everyone. Grinding can help.
Grinding? As in the dance move?
No. Grinding as in going out into, in this case, the Cerulean Forest and continuously beating the crap out of stuff. Or
training.
Games, grinding. Yeah. Just go and beat the crap out of stuff for the XPs, if nothing else.
Yes, just like working out.
Yeah. Grinding can help.
Big Bar 2 says, what happened to Listen to Reason? He stopped making videos due to financial issues, I believe.
Yeah, that actually reminds me. What the hell happened with Hoodie? Where has he been for a while?
I don't know what exactly got Hoodie to stop his channel. It was unfortunate, but yeah, Hoodie's no longer making videos.
I miss Hoodie Demon. Like, what happened? No. He was actually really cool. I actually tweeted out one of his videos from a little while ago. here earlier. An oldie but a goodie. Bring back Hoodie Demon.
Yeah, I don't think his channel even exists anymore.
That sucks. That really sucks. I miss that guy. He was funny.
I did like his videos.
Well, life goes on.
But it does. All right, our Grubbin's almost to level 9. Mareep just went to level 7. Let's get Mareep one more level up, and then we'll go try again.
Awesome sauce.
Big Bar 2 says, rip Hoodie Demon, Mr. Dapperton, and listen to reason. Indeed. Quite a few of the original ANCAP channels are gone.
Dapperton is still around.
Still around, but he doesn't call himself Mr. Dapperton anymore.
True, but still, he's still around.
Yeah, JC Armitage, I know Reason's channel is still there. I didn't think Hoodie Demons was, though. And you know, when he says he's extremely busy, I mean, I do respect that. A lot of people don't realize how much time it takes to make a good YouTube video. I would say, like, for every 5 minutes of a video, a good 5-minute video probably takes me a minimum of 8 hours from start to finish. And if you want videos that are like 20 minutes long, like my Gravel Institute, those easily take 24 hours total.
Yeah. I knew those had to have taken you a long ass time to make, and thank you, by the way.
You're welcome. I mean, I love what I do. I keep making videos because it's fun. It's something I enjoy doing, but I imagine, especially if you have other things you enjoy doing more, it would be really hard to it's really hard to keep video production up because they do take a lot of work.
Yeah, I knew those had to have taken you a lot of time.
Which is why I appreciate people like Mikhail a lot, because without your support, it would be significantly harder for me to spend the time making videos.
No worries, man. No worries. From the time I became a subscriber and from the time I became a patron, really, all I really wanted was just, please make more content.
And I promise I'm doing everything I can.
Yeah. Oh, no, I know that. No, and it's much appreciated, dude, because I love your work.
All right. Our Mareep is level 8, and it just learned Thundershock. Let's go give this Faulkner a try again.
Go kick some ass.
There doesn't seem to be any information on Megastones. Oh, hi there. I'm Faulkner, a gym leader from Johto. Yes, dude, we already battled once and he beat me. All right, Mareep. Level 8 Mareep versus a level 9 Fletchling. Use Thundershock. Excellent. I think we can do it this time because we have 2 electric types. At least 2 that know Thundershock. 3 electric types, technically. Our Grubbin still hasn't learned Spark. Oh, and that brings our Mareep to level 9. Wonderful. Peter Faulkner sends out Wingull. Oh, we KO'd it. Yes, we KO'd Wingull. Wonderful. That almost brings Mareep to level 10. Guess all we needed was multiple electric types.
All else fails, fry them.
Yep. And Corvusquire just KO'd my Mareep, but it paralyzed itself due to Mareep's static ability. So when we send in Pikachu, Pikachu should have no problem finishing up this battle. Jigbar2 says, what's the best fighting type in your guys' opinion? Ooh, that's tough. I mean, in the original game, I would have said Hitmonlee, but with all the new ones they've added. Ah, it knows Roost, so it can recover health. Whatever, it can't keep doing that forever. And it's paralyzed, it can't move. It's over. And there goes Corvus. We win. You got us once, Faulkner, but we win. And Pikachu grows to level 11. And Sage grows to level 10. I'm going to learn Vine Whip. Excellent. We need Vine Whip for our battle with Brock. Yes, we'll delete a move for Vine Whip. Lick, because Lick is a stupid move. 1, 2, and poof. Pansage forgot Lick, and Pansage learned Vine Whip. Rubbin grew to level 10. And it learned Bite. I have much to learn even before attaining Megastone, says Faulkner. Earning us 1540 Pokebucks. Thanks for a wonderful battle. 2 cents, is it? I hope we meet again. I don't have a badge to give you, unfortunately, but you can have this. Gives us TM51 Roost. Until next time, 2 cents. All right, and with that, it's only 4 people left watching, so this is probably a good time to close down the stream. Thanks, everybody, for checking this out. Go ahead, leave a comment in the comments. How'd you like this as far as content goes? It's kind of open discussion about a lot of range of topics. If so, I very well will leave this on my main channel. If not, I'll just stream on the main channel and then move them over to my gaming channel once they're done. Let me know. And no need, everyone, please be honest. If you like it, say so. If you don't like it, this isn't your thing, let me know. And we'll balance the content appropriately between my 2 cents and my 2 cents gaming. So with all that, that's my 2 cents. Take it for what it's worth.